Hi there, Jenna here. Welcome to my channel where I feature alternative homes and the stories of their owners. In today's tour, you're going to meet a young man and hear about his inspiring journey, where at one point he lost everything and found a way to rebuild not only his life, but also an incredible adventure home on wheels. Let's meet the owner and take a tour of this alternative home.
Make this house our tiny home.
My name's Andrew MUSE. I just spent the last 2 years building this rig out of my friend's garage from the ground up. I'd love to give you a tour, so let's take a look. Kind of at an early age, I just wanted to get out of my hometown, moved west to Park City, Utah right after high school. You know, I grew up with a single mom who had some pretty serious issues, and they didn't have any money to go to college or anything that I really knew that I was passionate about at that time. I just leaned into the things that I thought were gonna make me happy. That was my ultimate goal is, you know, I wanted to be in the mountains, I wanted to snowboard. Started in a Volkswagen Golf that I bought for $200 and I'd lived out of that for 2 months. Eventually, as things went on, I decided to build out an old 1976 truck camper that I bought for $500. And I started to just really enjoy that lifestyle. It gave me the opportunity to travel. I didn't have very much money, so it was a great way for me to like live in all these really cool places, experience all these things that I had interest in. And it just sort of progressed throughout a couple vehicles into what I'm living in now, which is a really kind of crazy high level EarthRoamer-esque custom build that I spent the last 2 years building. I'm certain people see this level vehicle and assume that I came from some money or this or that, or that I had any kind of unfair advantage, but that couldn't be any further from the truth. I was on my way home after 6 months of the most epic adventures I could have ever hoped for. I was heading back to Park City and I lost everything. It was my truck, my belongings. I was totally financially exhausted. I had no family safety net of any sort to fall back on. And I lost Booter, who was my first golden retriever. He was my soulmate, the best dog I could have ever dreamt of. And I really thought my life was totally over after that car accident. Somehow things slowly but surely came back together. There was this following of people that had been inspired, and they reached out and with lots of love and inspired me to rebuild. I'm a full-time athlete and creator, so I'm always traveling. Seeing the EarthRoamer concept, that sort of seemed like the ultimate as far as compromise between capability and comfort. When we set off on this build, it was with the idea of doing it on a $30,000 budget over 2 months. It ended up being 20 months and about $60,000. Way more money than I'd ever spent on anything, but I kind of just got obsessed with the concept of building this thing at the absolute highest level I possibly could. And that was a really cool achievement for me to like have a project where I put my heart and soul and like just did not let any detail slip through the cracks. We pivoted towards more traditional construction methods and materials just because they're readily available and we have experience working with them. Then I had my friend Josh. He has this incredible shop, so we ended up posting up in his shop for like probably 16 months. Without Josh, this whole project would have not been possible, and without my engineer friend, it would not be at the same level. It was one hell of a project, and it wouldn't have been possible without the friends that I had. Financially, it was a huge stretch for me, but I can tell you the space, the functionality of it has exceeded my expectations, which I'm really happy with. This is the EarthRoamer. This is my pup kicker dog, my adventure partner. This is a 2004 Ford F550 with a 6.0 engine. I got it with a little over 100,000 miles on it. It's a 4-wheel drive. When we got it, it was just a tool bed. Basically, we pulled the tool bed off of it and built this entire structure from the frame up, from the panels to the internal skeleton and everything inside it. The box itself is 16 foot long, 8 foot wide. We're about 13 feet tall. We did some upgrades to the truck. We have a buckstop bumper with a worn winch. We have some Continental MPT 81 tires. That gives us the load rating that we need and also gets us a little bit more clearance off the ground with the larger radius tires. We had some of these custom underbelly boxes made just to optimize as much space as possible. And here we have most of our tools and roadside assistant things. We do have 2 diesel tanks. They're about 30 gallons each. And we get about 10 miles to the gallon, so that's almost a 600-mile range on this thing, which is awesome. We have an exterior shower here, and our cassette toilet slides out. Custom roof rack made. We have 3 175-watt solar panels up on top. We have our spare, a few roof penetrations for 2 fantastic roof vents, an AC unit, and also a ski box. We do a lot of skiing and snowboarding and paragliding and kiting and all kinds of things. We really built this vehicle so we could bring all of the toys along on all of our adventures. Come on, Kicker. Let's start at the back here. We sort of have his and hers closets. You know, these kind of open up this way with some shelves, and then these all slide out. Then we have our wet bath, so it's our shower and cassette toilet. It's all enclosed. We went with the cassette toilet. It just seemed like kind of the easiest for our needs. Everything can get dumped in a pit toilet and or a regular toilet at anyone's house. Shower is also our drying area, so when we're in the middle of winter, we dry our ski clothes, towels, everything, kind of just wetsuits, all go in here to dry off. We've got a light and a fantastic vent in there, as well as a window, so it doesn't get too steamy in here. Then we have this nice big Dometic refrigerator. This is a huge upgrade and we love it, and it's always stocked with great food. Ashley, my girlfriend, is an amazing cook, so super grateful for her and for our fridge. So we have a sink here. It's just Amazon parts, undermounted stainless steel sink, nice and big, be able to do dishes, whatever else we need. We worked with Red Point Woodworks to have our countertops made. These are made out of sycamore. So we have our Dometic stove and oven here. It's actually a 3-burner stove. And a little oven. Ashley likes to bake things. These upper cabinets, we set up these little resistant stays so that we can work from them. Before, we actually didn't have these. It was a pain in the butt trying to grab anything that was in these cabinets. We went with these kind of flush mount LED lights that are on 3 different zones. So we have the under the cabinet zone, we have sort of the main cabin zone, and then our bed zone. They're all on dimmers so we can kind of get that mood lighting just right. One of the things I like most, and actually most people tell me, is the ceiling here. We did a Shisugiban ceiling. It's awesome. I'm really, really happy with it. We also have that Penguin 2 Dometic AC unit, which I think we've turned on once since we've had it. We need the generator to really run it, so unless we're plugged into somebody's house, we haven't quite used it yet. So this is my desk edit bay. I do a lot of photo and video editing work from the road, so I wanted a nice, big, highly functional space to work from. I just added this sound bar. I had some speakers on the desk, and it really freed up a lot of space, so I just kind of wired it up through the compartment. Up above there, I have where I charge all of my batteries and everything, so I tried to keep my workspace very, very efficient, very compact, and very functional. And that's sort of what this whole build is about, is functionality and optimizing comfort and output while being able to go as many places as we want. I'm really happy with the actual functionality of living in here with my dog and my girlfriend. We really like the layout of everything, and it seems to function really well. This is Kicker's bed. He likes to sleep underneath my feet while I work. We also just added an extra shelf just to add some stuff for our computer gear and camera gear and stuff like that. Kicker just really likes his little bed space here, and as you can tell, he's pretty cozy. He also does have a bed in the back of the Roamer as well. Kicker's comfort is one of our top priorities, definitely his safety. He's pretty cozy and content. He's got a good life. We have a dinette. Initially, this was designed to drop down into a second bed. As we started building, as wall construction grew, we actually had to make our shower pane a little bit bigger, so it can drop down to a bed, but it might just be like Kicker's third bed in the Roamer. In this bench, we keep Kicker's dog food and treats, and we also have our furnace inside there. In this box underneath this bench here is sort of our electrical brains of the operation. We have 4 Li-ion Energy lithium-ion batteries. So we designed all of this. We actually used that box to bring everything up because I wanted to be able to sit here, my elbow out the window, and enjoy the beautiful scenery that we're here for. These screens are awesome. They slide down so we can open up the window. They also slide up to a shade. So one of the big things that differentiates the MUSE Roamer from just a truck camper, custom built truck camper, is actually we built a pass-through, a lot like the EarthRoamer style build, to the cab of the truck. If we wake up and it's freezing cold outside, I can fire up the truck, let it warm up, and then we can take off. As for the bed area here, we have a 3-inch Tempur-Pedic foam topper here. It's actually super comfortable, but we were getting a lot of moisture issues under the bed. We tried camp mats, yoga mats, a combination of things. We tried this stuff called Hypervent, which we actually kept, which is this stuff. It's actually pretty cool. It allows a little bit of airflow, but it wasn't enough. So we actually just got the Froley system a few weeks ago. As far as the airflow and not feeling like our mattress was getting moldy and gross has been a huge improvement in overall comfort and mindfulness. Since Ashley and I are pretty short, I shortened the bed only by about 3 inches to allow this kind of foot locker here. Far side is dirty clothes. This side's like camera gear, tripods, that kind of thing. Right now, I'm in the mindset of wanting to enjoy what we built, really lean into the whole reason, because that kind of got lost at one point 2 years into this build, and the whole point of it was to be able to lean into these things that I love to do. I love to create, stunning photo and video and snowboard and adventure and bring my dog on these things, but I had to sacrifice pretty much all of that for 2 years, and I was like, why am I doing this? Why did I build this? Throughout my adult life, post-high school life, I made a few decisions that felt really risky without much of a safety net of any sort. When I really decided to go for it, even though it may have not seemed like the safest or the smartest bet, it's just sort of led me to the most meaningful experiences. It's been quite the ride. It's had its highs, it's had its devastating lows, but I can't think of a better way to go through life at the moment.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you did, and check back soon for more alternative home stories.